Hi class, welcome to Brian A. School of Law, your go-to place for your legal knowledge and needs irrespective of jurisdiction. Welcome to Lesson 5 on Constitutional Law 101, Part 4, as we continue the journey to reviewing the Kenyan Constitution 2010. In the previous lesson, we reviewed Chapter 5 on land and environment, as well as Chapter 6 on leadership and integrity. In this chapter, we're going to review Chapter 7 on the representation of the people. And we shall break this chapter into three parts, being the principles of a good electoral process, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, as well as political parties. Enjoy the class and let's dive right into it. Chapter 7 provides for the representation of the people, as already stated, and its first part is on the electoral system and process. For any elections to be counted free and fair or just, there are some principles which must be complied with. Among those are the freedom of citizens to exercise their political rights, and these are the rights to join a political party, to form a political party, to campaign for a political cause, etc. The other principle is that not more than 2/3 of members of an elective public body shall be of the same gender, in that if there is any elections for a public body, at least 1/3 of the members to be appointed into that body ought to be women. There should also be fair representation of persons with disabilities, in that persons with different disabilities should also be accorded fair representation in elective positions, public elective positions. The principle of universal suffrage based on the aspiration for fair representation and equality of vote. Here, suffrage simply means the right to vote in political elections, and those who are eligible to vote should not be denied this right. The elections should also be free and fair and should be by secret ballot, should be free from violence, intimidation, improper influence, or corruption, and should be conducted by an independent body. The elections should also be transparent and administered in an impartial, neutral, efficient, accurate, and accountable manner. Again, our country, Kenya, we have had serious concerns about this type of elections, and we shall look into that more as we continue with this class. Legislation on election, which is the mandate Parliament was given to come up with law, and Parliament indeed came up with a law on elections called the Elections Act, which provides for the delimitation by the IEBC to commission, rather to delimit electoral units for election of members of the National Assembly and the county assemblies. What this simply means is that it is the IEBC which has the mandate to map out the boundaries of constituencies where the territory of the members of parliament will reach, as well as the territory of the county assemblies, of the county members of the county assembly. 2, the Elections Act also provides for nomination of candidates for various positions. The Elections Act also provides for the continuous registration of citizens as voters. The Elections Act also provides for the conduct of elections and referenda, and the regulation and efficient supervision of elections and referenda. What this simply means is that in any election and referenda here means a political question that has been taken to the electorate for them to determine the answer through a vote. If there's such a call, either to elect a leader or to determine a political question, the system of elections should be efficient and fair. Also, the progressive and registration of citizens residing outside Kenya is provided for in the Elections Act. We call these people the diaspora people. They are also eligible to be registered as citizens, and Kenya has done this over the past. The Elections Act is required to be simple, which I believe it is, and we shall discuss more on it when we tackle it as a standalone act. It is supposed to be transparent, which I believe it is, and it also takes into account persons with disabilities and other groups with special needs like the minority groups. Good. To be registered as a voter, you are eligible to be registered as a voter under this constitution if you're an adult citizen, meaning if you are 18 years and above, if you are of sound mind, that is if you're not insane, and if you have not been convicted of any election offense during the preceding 5 years before an election. What this means is that if you have been caught or convicted of an election malpractice, e.g. voter bribery, stealing of elections, stealing of elections materials, then you will not be eligible to be registered as a voter. A citizen who qualifies for registration as a voter shall be registered at only one registration center. If you registered at a registration center in Nairobi, that's it. No registration in any other center in the country. Good. Candidates for election and political parties to comply with the code of conduct. We shall look at this code of conduct that has been prescribed by the IEBC when we look at the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commissions Act. Eligibility to stand as an independent candidate. An independent candidate is a citizen who is a registered voter and who wants to vie for any elective position devoid of any political party. In that you don't want to vie under any political party, you just want to vie as you yourself. Good. And you will be eligible to vie as an independent candidate if you are not a member of any registered political party, and if you are a member, you have ceased to be a member of that party at least 3 months immediately before the date of the election. Voting. At every election, the IEBC shall ensure that whatever voting method is used, it is accurate, verifiable, secure, accountable, and transparent. The votes cast are counted, tabulated, and the results announced promptly by the presiding officer at each polling station. The presiding officer is an officer who is in charge of a polling station. The results from the polling stations are openly and accurately collated and promptly announced by the returning officer. A returning officer is the officer in charge of the collective polling stations within a constituency. And the IEBC shall also ensure appropriate structures and mechanisms to eliminate electoral malpractice are put in place, including the safekeeping of election materials. Electoral disputes. Petitions concerning an election other than the presidential election shall be filed within 28 days after the declaration of the results. And the election disputes pertaining to presidential elections, we shall tackle them when we look at the Elections Act as a standalone lesson. Good. The IEBC is created under Article 88 of this Constitution, and for its composition, you are not eligible to be appointed as a member of the IEBC if you have at any time within the preceding 5 years to an election held office or stood for election as a member of parliament or of a county assembly or a member of a governing body or of a political party, or if you hold any state office, you are not eligible to be a member of the IEBC. And if you're a member of the commission, you shall not hold any other public office. The IEBC has been given the responsibility for the continuous registration of citizens as voters, the regular revision of the voters' roll, the delimitation of constituencies and wards, and the regulation of the process by which parties nominate candidates for election. They also register candidates for elections. They conduct voter education. The IEBC also facilitates observation, monitoring, and evaluation of elections, as well as the regulation of the amount of money that may be spent by or on behalf of a candidate during the campaigns, in that you cannot use exceedingly abundant money during campaigns. The IEBC will regulate that. Political parties. The basic requirements for a political party are as follows: that every political party shall have a national character. This is a national symbol. They shall have a democratically elected governing body within it. Every political party shall promote and uphold national unity. Every political party shall abide by the democratic principles of good governance, promote and practice democracy through regular, fair, and free elections within the party. Every political party shall respect the right of all persons to participate in political process, including minorities and marginalized groups. Every political party shall respect and promote human rights and fundamental freedoms, including gender equality and equity. Every political party shall promote the objects and principles of this Constitution and uphold the rule of law. Every political party shall subscribe to and observe the Code of Conduct for political parties. And also of importance to note is that a political party shall not be founded on any religious, linguistic, racial, ethnic, gender, or regional basis. And any political party shall not engage in advocacy of hatred of any kind. A political party shall not engage in or encourage violence by intimidation of its members, supporters, or opponents, or any other person. A political party shall not establish or maintain a paramilitary force, a militia, or a similar organization that shall breach the peace of the country. A political party shall not engage in bribery or other forms of corruption. Good. Legislation on political parties. Parliament has enacted the Political Parties Act, which provides for the reasonable and equitable allocation of airtime by state-owned media. In that during campaigns, even if media house, for example, KBC is owned by the state, it will accord broadcasting rights to all political parties in a fair and equitable manner. The Political Parties Act also regulates the freedom to broadcast in order to ensure fair election campaigning. The Political Parties Act also regulates political parties. It also outlines the roles and functions of political parties. It provides for the registration and supervision of political parties. The Political Parties Act also provides for the establishment and management of political parties fund. The Political Parties Act also provides for the accounts and audit of political parties. The Political Parties Act also restricts on the use of public resources to promote the interests of political parties. And it also provides for any other matters necessary for the management of political parties. And that, dear class, takes us to the end of this lesson on Chapter 7 of Constitutional Review of Kenya. In the next lesson, we shall handle Chapter 8, which will be on the legislature. We shall look at the role of Parliament and how laws are made, and etc. Thank you for staying throughout this class. Thank you for your feedback once more. Remember to subscribe to this channel, share the videos widely, and like our Facebook page, which is also called Brian A. School of Law. And hoping to see you in the next lesson. And remember, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it for the glory of God. See you.